I'm gonna just be flat out honest. I have no clue how I feel about this game. A win is a win, but I don't know in this case if that win really felt like a win to me. This was it was a bad game. But before we go over all the negatives, because it's a lot of them, let's just look at the bright spots in this game. It's a few of them, but let's look at it. All right, so the first bright spot in this game, of course, is Travis Fulgham. I don't know what more you guys want him to prove. For the people that don't really believe that he's good, they think it's just a fluke. Bro, since he's been playing, he's been doing this every game. He was targeted 7 times. He caught 6 of those passes for 78 yards. Think about that, bro. He was targeted 7 times and he caught 6 of them for 78 yards. And y'all want more from him. He's been doing this every game. Every single game since he's been put in. He's been going out there cooking. Since he debuted it in week 4, he has 29 catches for 435 yards and 4 touchdowns. Did y'all hear that? 29 catches for 435 yards and 4 touchdowns. He has the most fantasy points than every other wide receiver since he debuted in week 4. Travis Fulgham is it, man. Y'all need to stop sleeping on this boy and wake up. All right, so a second positive in this game was Jalen Reagor. He looked good out there. He only had 3 catches for 16 yards and a touchdown, but he would have had way more if it wasn't for Carson. And we'll get into Carson, soon. But he was getting open out there. Carson was missing him a lot of times, but he was getting open out there. But with the few catches that we seen, he looked good out there, man. He come back from injury. He looked solid. He ain't look nervous. He ain't look like he had the jitters. He looked humble. And honestly, he would have had way more yards. Carson would have hit him a lot more because he was open a lot of times, like a lot of times, and Carson never hit him. It's just bad, man. But yeah, Rager, he looked good. He's only going to get better from here. More reps, more experience. He's only going to get better, and just he's going to prove all the haters wrong. All the people that said that he was a bust and we should have drafted Justin Jefferson. We should have drafted this dude. This dude. He was listening to all that while he was injured, and he's back now, and he's going to prove all y'all wrong. Mark my words. That's all I got to say. He's going to prove all y'all wrong. Y'all were just talking just to talk because that's what a lot of y'all do. Y'all just say things that doesn't make sense half of the time. But Rager is back. He will continue to get better. I'm just waiting for it. And last but not least, for basically just a bright spot in this game, I'm gonna give it to Jim Swartz. Um, he just had a really solid game. I mean, I expected that to happen because this offense for the Dallas Cowboys is terrible. And Ben DiNucci was a starting quarterback, but I mean, he did what he had to do. The defense went out there and they made stop after stop. And honestly, if the defense was bad, we might have actually lost that game last night. Just imagine if the defense was like horrible. Like we might actually lost that game last night. But Jim Swartz, he had a scheme, he had a game plan, and it worked. And they did good. They kept us in this game. They gave Carson They saved Carson, even though Carson looked terrible. He came out of this game looking really bad. He could have came out looking way worse because, like I said, we could have lost. Off of Wentz's 4 turnovers, our defense only allowed the Cowboys to get 3 points off of those turnovers. So I think the 2 fumbles and the 2 interceptions, the Cowboys only scored 3 points off of those turnovers. Now, one, obviously Dallas is bad and their offense is bad, but come on now, that was some good defense, that was some good game plan scheme, and I just gotta give it to Jim Swartz and obviously the players that played on defense. But I'm gonna just say Jim Swartz. All right, now on to the part that's about to give me a headache. Let's talk about the 2 people that continue to honestly almost cost us games. And I was being easy and being light on them for a while, but it's at the point now where it's like it can't go unnoticed. Carson Wentz and Doug Peterson are honestly they're getting to me, bro. Like it's almost to the point where in that game I was about to say put Jalen Hurts out there for the rest of this game. And obviously you can't bench Doug Peterson, but bro, this dude, he's terrible at play calling. Like actually terrible. We need an offensive coordinator, like really bad right now, ASAP Rocky. These two, Carson Wentz and Doug Peterson, literally are honestly the reason why our record is the way it is. I don't even care about the defense right now because even with all the injuries, all that pushed aside, Carson Wentz is the reason why we lost those first like 2 games, and then Doug Peterson was the reason why we lost all the games after that, and then Carson Wentz was almost the reason last night why we almost lost this game. Like, is the two main culprits and people that stand out in these games that we lose or win or whatever? Because even with these games that we lose, it's crazy how it's always like a really bad negative, and the constants, the people that are always in the mix is Carson Wentz and Doug Peterson. These two, I don't know if it's they just don't work together, and or like I said, like it's Doug's play calling, but it's looking worse and worse now. Like it looked like it was trending up, but after that game that I seen last night, and then the Giants game, it trended up after the first 2 weeks or 3 weeks. It went up after that because the first 2 weeks were low. Then it went up a little bit, started going up a little hill to get higher, get a little better. And after that Giants game, it went down. And then, bruh, after this game, it dropped significantly down. Doug Peterson play calling and Carson Wentz decision making. Carson, it looks like you're literally in year one, like, and not even a good year one. It looks like you're like a really bad year one quarterback. You literally, it wasn't no difference between you and Danucci last night. Now Danucci should have had like 4 interceptions, but for as long as I've been watching the Eagles, we can't catch interceptions to save our life. And it's crazy because it's actually been a problem for a long time. I can just go back and recall so many times where we should have had an interception, a pick six possibly, and the dudes is just the ball hits a hand and it just falls. And don't you find it real quick? Don't you find it just a little funny that we can't catch interceptions and a lot of our receivers can't catch passes? Like, what is going on in the training camp, the off season, the coach? Like, what is going on? Because that's we can't catch interceptions. We can't catch regular passes. It's just drop after drop with this team on offense and defense. But back to Carson Wentz. That was probably your worst game. And it's crazy because this year we've seen really bad games out of you. This might be all-time low. It was bad. I don't even want to go on social media. I don't want to go on YouTube to watch any ESPN videos to hear them talk about you and bash you because it's gonna be bad. And like I said, if you, I always been the person to really take Carson's side, not really take his side, but I call out things when he does them wrong, and I also see things where it's not always his fault. But bruh, I'm be honest, everything that happened last night, oh shit, everything that happened last night, it was on you. I just don't understand what is so hard about throwing the ball away. Do you watch other quarterbacks play? Because they do it all the time. Do you watch film? Do you even play Madden? Because even people in Madden throw the ball away. A game that people just want to score and throw touchdown passes. People in Madden even throw the ball away. And you can't do it in real life. You can't do it at all. Like, it might actually be like some type of illness that we don't know about with throwing a ball away with Carson Wentz because he cannot do it. He can't do it. And then what are you not doing after? I mean, and then after not throwing the ball away, what you're doing is throwing the ball into triple, double coverage. You're getting hit and dropping the ball every time. So you're not throwing the ball away, and then you're throwing interceptions and you're fumbling the ball every time. Is you gotta this next game against the Giants, you have to show out because if you even have a mediocre game, even a somewhat good game, it's gonna take a while for us to erase this memory what we just saw last night out of our heads. You, Carson, I love you, man. Like, I just want you to be good. I want you to be who I honestly know you can be, who I've seen you be before. But is looking bad. It's looking really, really bad. You need to turn this around fast because you already know it was already people coming for your head. Even when like you was starting to look a little better, even last year where it really like you was fine last year. You was good. You was okay. You wasn't great. You was good. You did what you had to do last year. But even last year's people coming for you. Honestly, I swear it was people even coming for your neck when you should have won MVP that year. So you already know it's people out there hunting you. They're looking for your blood. When they smell it, they go at it. And for you to come out and just do what you did last night, and honestly, so far this season, bro, you're making a really you're making a bed right now that you don't want to sleep in, honestly. And that's all I'm gonna say about Carson. You need to get your shit together, like fast, really fast. You need to get it together. Now on to the man himself, Dougie P. Woohoo, Doug Peterson. Super Bowl winning coach, Doug Peterson. Bro, this dude, honestly, there's no other way to put it, and I don't want to come out like real harsh, but he honestly looks dumb. He looks really dumb out there. Like I don't think he understands or knows what the hell he's doing. It's I really don't even know how to really sit here and talk about it because I've been saying this since the beginning of the season, and every game I watch, it's the same old, same old. Like he doesn't know what the hell he's doing. He has no clue. Last night, to win that game and to have an efficient and good offense, it wasn't rocket science. This is the worst defense in the league. They are terrible at stopping the run. Boston Scott, on his first three carries, had 45 yards, and I think he ran it a couple times after that. But Boston Scott was on fire in the beginning, and then we started to go away from it. We started to go away from it. That's when Carson started getting Doug started getting pass happy and started calling up passing plays, and that's when Carson started throwing interceptions. He started fumbling. That's when all the turnovers started. In the beginning of the game, Boston Scott was running down their throats. Pause, no homo. And what does Doug do? He goes away from it. He doesn't continue pounding the ball. Boston Scott had I think 15 carries, but honestly, last night's game should have been a game where he should have had 25. I'm gonna be honest, 25. He should have just ran and ran and ran, and not even just Boston Scott, Jason Huntley. I guess Corey Clement, I don't know, but honestly, but that's how bad his defense is. That Corey Clement could have got off. This is the game where literally it should have been Boston Scott, Corey, Jason Huntley, whoever, just running the ball. We came out the gate and we seen what happened. We were running, and Boston Scott was getting yards. He was getting crazy chunk yards off of just simple running plays. And you would think that you would just continue to do that, just wear this defense out. It's not even just wearing the defense out, it's doing what the hell is working. And that was working. And then what does Doug do? He stops, he goes away from it. Doug he's trying to well, we already know this. He tries to outsmart everybody. He tries to look cute. He tries to make it seem like he's really smart. And honestly, bro, you're not. Honestly, you're looking really stupid. There's no other way to put it. You're trying to look so smart that you're looking stupid. Like it's some people could try to look smart and then like super smart and they're like, all right, yeah, you make a little sense, but like calm down. But like, no, Doug, you're trying to look super smart and it's literally going in the opposite direction. You look dumb. He doesn't understand situational football. He doesn't understand how to attack glaring holes in defenses. And he doesn't know how to be consistent, which means that he doesn't understand if something is working, then you go to it until it really doesn't work no more. Or you mix it up a little bit, but you continue to go with the thing that's been working. He doesn't understand how to do that either. And with all this talent on his team, going into next year or whatever, with all this talent, this team will not do jack squat as long as he is calling plays. We will not do jack squat. Because you could see it last night, and honestly, even in the beginning of the year when we had all our weapons and we lost to the Redskins, you could see it. he doesn't know how to get all of them involved. He doesn't have a game plan to make sure we're literally attack attacking and using as much weapons as we can. Dallas got it last night. I honestly forgot he came back for. Well, I knew he was in there, but I honestly forgot he was in there for a while. I thought he came out for a second or something because it wasn't nothing drawn up for him. He got targeted one time. He caught the ball one time for like 15 yards. I honestly forgot he was in there. And it's like the more healthy we honestly get, the worse we play. We play better with a full team of practice squad players. And I really believe it's one Carson Wentz plays better with those dudes too, but it's the game plan. Once we get healthy, it's like Doug has no clue how to use the people that are supposed to be used, the people that we have that are studs. He has no clue how to use them whatsoever. And you can see it because like you literally can see it. We looked worse last night with Jalen Rager and Dallas Goedert back. How is that possible? How is that possible? Now, yes, one is because what the hell was Carson Wentz doing? The turnovers, yes. But you can also see in plays where Carson didn't turn the ball over and he's just in the pocket looking, nothing's open. He did miss some people. He did. That was the first night I really seen Carson miss like a lot of people. But yes, he missed people, blah, 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 whatever. But you can just see it. Doug doesn't know how to get everyone involved. And yes, Carson Wentz, he has a lot to do with why our record is the way it is and why these games look the way they do. But in my eyes, you cannot mention Carson Wentz without mentioning Doug Peterson. So what I'm saying is the bad that we see from Wentz is almost 50-50 with Doug Peterson too. It's hand in hand. It's really hand in hand with these two because we know Wentz did not look like this when Doug wasn't the actual offensive coordinator. He didn't look like this. Now it's literally Doug, it's all Doug calling these plays, and Wentz looks fucking horrible. Wentz and Doug, they need to get it together, man. Like, you can't say it no other way. They need to get it together. We're going into this bye week. They need to be sitting, breaking down film, making some new plays, like, and getting healthy. They need this bye week is so crucial. We need to come out of this bye week looking like a different team because if we come out of this bye week and play against the Giants the same way we did against Dallas, one, we're gonna lose. We're gonna lose. And two, it's gonna be the point like I'm gonna just want to pack up the season and I don't want to watch no more. If we look the same against the Giants after this bye week, someone needs to go. Someone needs to go. That's all I really got for y'all today, man. It's just that game last night. I almost fell asleep watching it, but I couldn't just because of all the turnovers and all the stuff Carson Wentz was doing. But I almost fell asleep. That game was the most boring Cowboys versus Eagles game I've ever seen in my life. That honestly was definitely the most boring game ever this season. That game was terrible. That game was terrible. But that's all I really gotta say. This team has a lot of work to do. If we even want to do something in the playoffs, win one game at least, we have a lot of work to do. Like a lot. And that's why I said this bye week is super crucial. Super crucial. We gotta fix some stuff. We have to. If we don't, we're gonna go to the playoffs and we're gonna lose our first game. And we're just gonna go into the off season. Like we're just gonna do all this just to go lose easily in the playoffs. That's all I got for y'all, man. I'm out.